Yeah.
Welcome back.
Another episode of
Ramping Up with Fiona Colley
and Matt Taylor.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, buddy. Before we get started, I'm just going to plug some upcoming dates. And why don't you take it away? Where you going to be?
May 7th, I'm in Nashville at Zany's Nashville.
Yeah.
May 8th, I'm in Huntsville, Alabama.
Roll Tide.
Yeah. May 13th, I'm in Jacksonville, Florida.
Go Jags.
May 14th, I'm in Orlando, Florida.
Disney World, baby.
May 15th, I'm in Tampa, Florida.
Devil Rays. All right, sorry.
May 21st, I'm in San Antonio, Texas.
Woo, Spurs.
May 22nd, I'm in Addison, Texas. May 23rd and 24th, I'm in Houston, Texas.
Pow wow, baby.
And then May 25th will be in Austin, Texas at Sunset Strip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what's coming up. As always, I am out with Rodney Carrington at rodneycarrington.com is where you'll find all his dates. I will be opening for him. When I'm not out with him, I'm going on the road with Sweet Precious. I'm gonna be with this lovely lady at the Nashville show, and then I will also be with her on the Texas run, May 21st to May 25th. So that's fun. Super excited about that. And we premiere when?
At 11 p.m. Central, Monday night.
That's right. So that's midnight Eastern, and then whatever the other ones are after that. What else we got going on?
We'll be going live during our recordings.
That's
on
right.
TikTok, on my TikTok. Fiona Colley on TikTok.
That's sick.
When are we recording?
Normally we try and do it like on Wednesdays, Tuesdays, Thursdays, whatever.
Yeah,
You'll just if you get that notification.
I'll know.
Yeah, we go live on the TikToky. And then also don't forget to subscribe to the Patreon. A lot of bonus content down there, extended episodes and little behind the scenes stuff.
Yeah.
We got a lot of fun stuff that we're going to be sharing on there coming up soon too. So do not miss out on the Patreon, Rampin' Up Pod. Patreon.com/RampinUpPod.
Hell yeah. Let's get started.
Let's get started. Welcome to another episode of Rampin' Up.
Woo.
1, 2, 3, 4. We're ramping up. We're ramping up. Oh, we're ramping up. We're ramping up.
Aha!
Aha.
Oh man, what a that was a long week, but a fun week.
Yeah. The longest, man.
I mean, that was pretty exciting.
Yeah, before we get into all that, Brady, do you have any questions? Even if we don't have any questions.
Jokes that aren't working.
I don't know what that is.
Jokes that aren't working.
All of my jokes were. Yeah, sorry, that's crazy.
I have a joke that I would love to tell that on here.
Go.
The joke that I think is hilarious, Brady. You've probably never heard her say this. She only said it once.
Crickets. It's a good idea.
I think it's a great joke, and it's and now I can't even remember how it goes.
Okay. So in like airports, there's a woman's bathroom and the men's bathroom, but also there's a bathroom that says like family bathroom / handicap restroom, which makes sense. But lately I've been seeing it says family bathroom / handicap bathroom / gender
Unisex.
neutral unisex bathroom. And I'm like, wait, what the fuck? like, I have no issues with that, but, like, we have one bathroom we can use. Like, hell yeah, fucking go up king/queen. But, like, we're not the same. I can't walk and I need space for my wheelchair. Do you know what I mean? And I think there's something funny about, like, all, like, them not knowing what to do with, like, disabled people or gender neutral people or whatever. Or moms with children, I guess.
Yeah,
and they're
I mean,
punching us all to the same closet.
It's all a form of disability. Motherhood.
Because I feel like that always I'm not trying to be political whatsoever in that joke, but, like, I think by nature, when I bring that up, people get like, ah.
What's the joke?
Um,
How does it go?
My culture isn't your costume.
yeah.
That's what we were working on, yeah.
That was, my culture isn't your costume. My bathroom isn't your shitter. Or whatever, I don't know.
What was it? It was like, I don't go in there, or like...
Oh, I don't go in there to figure my shit out.
Oh,
I go
yeah.
in there to take a shit.
Yeah.
I like that line.
I don't
I do
go in there
too.
to figure my shit out. I go in there to push my shit out.
To drop my shit.
Yeah.
It's something.
I've got... You hate this joke, but I think it's very funny. A lot of people want to know what happened. They're like, oh, was it a car wreck? Are you paralyzed? Was it genetic? And it's like, no, actually, I was just cursed for upper decking a handicap stall.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's hilarious.
Yeah.
But
It
I guess
might
you have to
be
know what
just
upper
like
decking is.
Yeah, I try. I ask a couple of people. No one knows what upper decking is, do they? Do y'all know?
Does anybody know? I know what upper
Is
decking
anyone out
is.
there?
I've done it at a college party before.
God,
Yeah.
Matt.
Back in my wild days, I used to upper deck
And
bathrooms.
yet again, the fact that you have the ability to upper deck and you get to use it. I
Yeah,
never upper deck.
that's the
if I
thing
had
about it. If you have the
ability.
privilege, you got to
someone
use it.
knows. Someone on
Okay.
TikTok knows. Someone
Nice.
said I do it all the time at work. Top of the toilet.
What?
Where do you
Yeah,
work,
fellas know what
Hank?
this is.
Yeah, the
Hell
dudes
yeah.
are chiming off in this one.
You're like, if we have to stand to pee, we're going to poop wherever the fuck we want.
Upper deck kings.
Okay, so this guy on here has a page where he throws shit in pools, and he asks you what he should throw in the pool next.
Wait, I love that.
Throw one of her graveyard chairs in the pool.
Yeah. that's
Got
a
10
good
of them.
That's a lot of shipping.
Oh my god, will you throw like a clear garbage bag full of uncooked hot dogs?
Ooh.
I'm talking like 500 wieners. Hell yeah.
Let's see if he answers.
That feels good. I like that about
Would it
you.
float in the bag or will it still
That's what I want to
sink?
know.
That's a sick channel.
I have an uncooked hot dog I can bring on the date. Oh, somebody's trying to get you to go on a date.
Yeah,
I would, but he'll hit me.
I will. Yeah, sucks. For both of us. I don't want to do it. It doesn't make me happy either.
Do you want to tell the podcast what we're doing? Because we haven't addressed it yet.
Or we
Oh!
could, yeah.
Okay,
They're
hey,
gonna be
if you're watching, yeah, you go ahead. Sorry.
So, Fiona decided we're going to do... we're
Wait,
gonna
Cody said I'll take him too.
You know what? We're in. We're in. Finally. Fiona's going live on her TikTok whenever we start shooting the podcast now. Is this going to be a rolling thing or we're just testing it out?
Like it.
So if you're watching this podcast and you're like, what the fuck is going on? We're live over on TikTok. Are we going to be live the whole time? Or?
No. We'll turn
Yeah,
it off
just for like a
eventually.
little bit,
Yeah.
and then we'll get some stuff rolling. So if you ever want to check in early, get some questions out, then you'll have to follow her to find out when
Yeah,
we're going
I'll
live.
post when we're going live. We just kind of
Yeah.
decided this. Yeah.
Yeah.
Where did you get the hot dog pillow? Is a question.
Oh, I think it's from Target. My friend Jocelyn got it for me for Christmas.
For Christmas. For Christmas.
But
It's very cool. It's very cool.
If you had the chance to make up your own country, what would you name it? And also, what would the first law be?
Oh. I mean, you'd have to name it something with your name in it, right? Taylorland? 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 I'd just call it Taylor.
That's cool.
And the first law would be nobody over 6 foot. I'm starting off with a mass genocide, so bye-bye, tall people.
oh wow.
Short kings only.
Who's gonna reach the top shelf?
There will be no top shelves in my
Okay.
country. Only lower shelves. Yeah.
Yeah,
Kitchen's just got a lot easier to deal with.
I like that. Colonesia.
Polynesia.
Polynesia? I went to high school with her.
Colonesia, it's my country.
Polynesia? Are they like Polynesian Irish people? They're so white and tan at the same time.
I know, they'd be so beautiful.
All right. Well, what's your first law of Polynesia? No walking.
Okay, so the guy with the hot dog said, "Gotta run. I'll make sure to throw those hot dogs in the pool and tag you when I goes in."
Oh my
Oh,
god!
that's sick. Throw them dogs.
Thank you, pool thrower.
Thank you,
Pool
hot dog
thrower.
king. Oh my god, will you say my name
you,
while
pool
you
boy.
do it?
I hope he's still here.
Sorry, it's kind of
Fiona.
perverted, but I meant it.
First law.
Obviously
one.
Murphy's Law.
I don't even know. All things that can happen will happen. Is that what Murphy's Law is?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like if you can think it, it can be.
My first law would be no fucking stairs, only ramps. I
That's a good
like
one.
that.
Yeah.
God, that country would fuck, dude.
Be flat as hell.
Universal.
Yeah, it'd be like one big slide.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good night.
Yeah.
Wait.
Elevators.
So just Kansas?
I've never been to Kansas.
Pretty flat.
as hell.
So flat.
I
You'd
love
love
that.
it there. Yeah.
Damn.
They don't even have curbs.
Pool throwing says, "Yep, I'll scream your name when I throw them in."
Oh my god, this is the best day of my life.
If you punch yourself in the face and it hurts, are you weak or strong?
Ooh, I like that. Oh Lord. For me, I'm gonna say weak.
Because you're a pussy. No matter how hard you get,
Yeah.
you're Rocky.
Yeah.
It should never hurt if you're strong,
Yeah.
Right.
but you don't hit hard enough for it to hurt.
Well, toughness is the real question, right? Wouldn't it be?
The real question is, will I cry? And the answer is yes.
We should test that theory out live.
Punch me.
That's not the theory.
Oh.
You have to punch yourself.
Punch me.
Yeah, I think because wait, pain is weakness leaving the body. So,
Nah. Sorry.
what was the question?
If you
I think-
punch yourself in the face and
It hurts. Are you weak or strong? I think that's a good answer. What you said. That's basically this.
Pain
Yeah.
is weakness leaving the body. So, if it hurts
Strong?
getting punched in the face, right?
Yeah.
By that standard, yeah. I think that's fair. Still think we should test it out.
Do you think you would be friends with a clone of yourself?
Dude, we were just talking about this.
Yeah, we
What
might.
if, all right, so say they can clone people and like you run into your clone, but would you want your clone to be doing better than you or be a worse person than you?
Okay, I love this question, and I feel like it's complicated. So when you say clone, is everything the same? Because they were living their lives before, so like choices and what. What if my clone could walk, but was like really boring because she didn't do anything cool?
That'd be cool.
Man,
Like an alternate reality.
Right.
like she's a triathlete.
Oh my god.
At the
no,
Catholic.
Terrible
All she
interviews.
talks about is all the CrossFit stuff she does.
Lord.
Oh.
Get jacked.
Yeah.
Fiona Colley's clone is a CrossFitter. Just doing the little sling push-ups all the time, or pull-ups.
Oh,
Always talking
Lord.
about macros and
Oh my god,
eating
I count
windows.
all my calories and like I'm upset.
never had a hot dog.
No, oh, that grosses
That's
her
crazy. Mine's like 6'4" and just going off sick looks, you know? No personality.
out. That's your clone.
Just a
then?
handsome man.
What?
Just me. Stretched
why
out.
are you taller? That doesn't make sense.
Why are you running?
Because hers is like, well, this is a good question. You can't change something about your genetics if it's a clone.
Fine. Mine is me, but she's just sad.
Ugh.
Wait,
about-
okay, so no. What if it was also you? Like, you were the exact same. You got cloned
Okay.
tomorrow.
Oh.
What if your clone didn't like you? Wouldn't that like bother you too, though?
Yeah.
Oh, you want to hang out? And they're like,
I
"Nah,
don't
I'm
think
good."
I'd like her. I think watching myself, I'd be like, oh my god, I'm so disabled. Like, it would freak me out. Because at least, like, my internal monologue right now sounds totally normal to me. But if I had to sit on the outside looking in, I think it would freak me out. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Did I say anything? Brady?
But like, what if like your clone is like, has a worse person? Like, you would want your clone to be cool, but do you want your clone to be better than you?
What if
Because
I made
there's-
out
then
with
there's, like,
your
s-
clone?
I don't know. That's crazy to think about. I haven't even gotten. I
What
just
if he
met my
tricked
clone.
me?
But it's also Matt. If you got cloned right now, other Matt would think that,
I was cheating on him with you.
yeah. Because it would also be you.
With all the experiences.
This is like that show Dark Matter.
Yeah.
Yeah. But just to jump back, I don't know why infidelity suddenly came into this. Jesus. Yo, if you're smashing clone Matt, that's still cheating. I don't play that.
Yeah, I agree. I think that's for
That's
sure.
not
cheating.
me. And you knowingly know it's not me?
Yeah, if you know,
That, yeah,
unless he
that's messed up.
tricked you.
If you sleeping with another
Okay,
man.
Then
what if
that's
he tricked
bad.
me?
It's
I
actually.
was like,
I'm
wait,
about to
your
kill it too.
dick
There's
is
a
bigger. What is
Kill the
this?
riff.
there's a movie called Enemy with Jake Gyllenhaal, where he finds out that he has a guy that's identical to him, and he like goes over and bangs his wife.
Ooh.
But then
and what's the verdict on that movie?
I don't know. It ends with a big spider in the wall, and everyone's like, "What the
Classic.
fuck does that mean?"
Classic.
It's a great movie. You should watch
We
it.
all knew we were headed that
Yeah.
way.
Oh, let me guess. At the end, is there a spider in the wall?
What? Let me do this.
Hollywood
those-
just makes the most predictable movies, dude.
It's one of those cliche movies where there's a huge spider, and then it sees him and it climbs up the wall.
The spider
my
is so
God.
big.
Ugh.
You know,
It is
the trope. The
It's like
trope.
the size of my hands, like up on the wall in the corner. It's
Is
a
he-
good movie. That's the only time you see a spider, though.
It's just at the end, and then it's black
Yeah.
screen.
Yeah, the spider like means something in the. It was a book first, it never really. But someone asked though if you could be reincarnated as an animal, what would you be?
Sloth.
Oh yeah, we talked about what episode did we talk about that on? Or it wasn't
earlier.
reincarnated. If you could, like,
It was what would you be friends with?
have friends with, yeah.
Sloth.
I think that's still
Dude,
your
Both
answer.
you
directions.
no. Sloths don't survive well.
Hello.
Do you want to?
I'd be like a sloth, but I was owned by like a crazy cat lady, so I didn't have to survive. I'm just hanging out.
But then you're owned by a crazy cat lady.
Yeah, but she takes such good care of me.
The
And I
whole
would
house
I would
smells
have
like
on
piss.
These cute little sloth diapers,
Yeah.
and she would brush me with my little sloth comb.
So you're a pet.
Yeah,
So you want to be
a
Lulu essentially.
domesticated sloth.
Yeah.
Wait, so you wouldn't come back as Lulu?
No,
That's crazy.
I said domesticated sloth.
Okay.
Sorry, my answer was so good.
I would be what's those things on that island that are always happy? You think I would reincarnate as a coconut?
Lemurs?
Huh?
Lemurs?
No, they're like
Oh.
chaka chugu somethings. They're like they're
I
gnomy.
don't
They don't
think
have
you're
they don't
allowed
have
to say that,
chaka, the chaka chukus or something.
I would Google it if you had one more detail.
brother.
It's they're the
you'd be a
animals, the happy
prairie
animal.
Dog. You'd be a little prairie dog.
Are they
in
known for being
Disney.
happy?
Happy Animal Australia. Here it goes. There they are. Yes. Quokkas.
Yeah,
I was
I
close.
would
Oh, yeah,
never get what's it called?
I think a quokka.
Quokka?
Q-U-O-K-K-A.
Dude, that's the cutest shit I've ever
We'll definitely put a picture up of that guy
seen.
right there.
Quokka.
They don't have like a higher predator on this island. So they're just living life.
Do you believe there is something beyond what we currently perceive in the universe?
100%. Because this is it. Would you say that we are... Sorry, I'm stealing all the questions. But I've got all the answers.
Hi.
Please don't hit me.
Answer.
All right. So, would you say by definition we are intelligent design,
Yeah.
like a human would be? So, in order
Some
for
of us.
to be intelligent design, wouldn't it have to come from an intelligent creator, or is it just happens to be intelligent design? Like something has to generate this, aside from just evolution. You know what I mean?
Why?
Well, I guess if you look at Murphy's Law, it is possible that randomly we just came into this higher intelligence. But it just, I don't know. Normally there's a reason behind everything. And I think in order for there to be an intelligent design, there has to be an intelligent creator.
Okay. Challenging that. I don't think there's a reason inherently behind everything. I think we can create reasons to make sense of stuff. And as humans, we do that to survive, right? I think...
I mean, like, there's a reason for, like, a reason everything happens.
I don't think that.
You think, like,
I
but
think
even
we
down
give
to
things
science.
reason or meaning.
Like, yeah. I'm not saying
you
we
go.
give things
I'm
meaning.
not like shutting you down. I'm just telling
I'm saying, like,
you.
when bad things happen and people like everything happens for a reason. I'm not talking about that. I'm like, there is a reason
okay.
that happened, and this is why. There's always an explanation to something
And it
that
might
kind of
not
correlates
be a
with what
good
it is.
thing, but it's why that happened, right?
Yeah, it's like, why did you end up in a wheelchair? And people are like, well, everything happens for a reason. Like, it
No.
happened because you had a genetic disease and your two parents got
that's a
together. And
reason.
yeah.
Totally.
So
get
that is the reason.
That makes sense.
And-
Yeah.
But it's a logical explanation. I think there's a logical explanation behind our design and how we've ended up. We just don't understand it or know it. But I think something more intelligent than our life form would have to create something that, you know what I mean? For us to just suddenly be like, like in consciousness.
We
like it has to
weren't
come from somewhere.
suddenly. We were like a fucking fish or something, right?
Supposedly.
Yeah. I mean,
Darwinism would
at
be
one
from
point,
fish.
allegedly, we were just clumps of cells in the ocean, and then we became fish, and then we went on to land, and gradually, over millions of years, became
Lizards
rats.
to-
And,
Yeah. But there's so many, like...
I was a capybara.
but yeah,
I
they
was
say
a
that's why
quokka.
we survived the meteor, because we were small and we hid under like trees and in underground and stuff, and then we came back out and thrived.
Who said that?
I don't know, every dinosaur documentary I've ever seen. Which
Yeah,
is
and now we don't even know
insanely-
dinosaurs are dinosaurs. Everything, like, and we've also...
Oh, they're all birds, yeah.
Well, that and like the fact that they're just putting bones together and be like, this is what it looked like.
But that's a good example. Like at one point, a chicken looked like a T-Rex.
Yeah.
We think we don't know.
I mean, yeah, we don't.
When I found out that like
just know that they
all
have
like
neck structure.
90%, 99% of like the completed dinosaur
Yeah.
bones aren't like 90% of it isn't even the dinosaur.
Yeah.
Like it's just bones they've had to match whatever like idea they had in their head for what that dinosaur looked like. I'm like, what? That goes against everything I learned in school.
It's crazy how long they took teaching us in elementary school about dinosaurs. I really thought that would be a big part of
It
adulthood.
does seem like something
I
they were
thought they
just
were
like,
coming
they'll
back.
think this is sick.
Yeah.
I mean, they
I've
pitched it.
never talked about dinosaurs as an adult.
That's very interesting.
Okay.
Hey!
Yeah, let's talk about this past week.
Let's-
It was fucking crazy.
Pretty sick.
Okay, can I start?
Yeah, take it away.
So I got to open for Nikki Glazer at the Ryman here in Nashville, which, like, for those of you that don't know, it's a pretty historically significant venue. And it
Yeah,
was my
her-
yeah.
Yeah, your first theater gig was at the Ryman, which is nuts. It's like a top 5 theater in the U.S. Easy.
Yeah, and it was sick, and I got to do it 2 nights in a row. And unfortunately, like 2 days before I opened for Nikki there, my grandmother passed away. So I'd cancel a show I was on here because I had to go to Raleigh for my grandmother's funeral. And the second night at the Ryman, which was Thursday, and I was leaving on Friday for Raleigh, Nikki's assistant came up to me and asked where I was going to be the upcoming weekend. I told her I had a funeral in Raleigh, and she was like, "You're coming to Raleigh?" And then Nikki got off stage, and her assistant immediately told her that. Nikki was like, "I'm so sorry, but I'm going to be in Raleigh this weekend if you want to open for me." And so it was very cool. Like, it was sad, obviously, but, like, she gave me, like, 20 fucking free tickets from my family
Wow.
to come out and watch both nights I was there. She is a dream. Like, I have never met a headliner as, like, kind and, like, complimentary and, like, collaborative. I don't even know. These are hers. The tour, ironically, is called Alive and Unwell, which...
Perfect. That's what I'm saying. Like, some things just line up more than I'd like to call coincidence. That might be a little, like, sentimental on that, but it's like you're, with something goes, something comes, and that kind of stuff. It's like you lose your grandmother, who's a staple in your family. I mean, she's, you know what I mean? Like, she created all of y'all, essentially, and she passes away. You have these great shows with Nikki at the Ryman, and all this happened because you asked, like, "Hey, Nikki, if you need an opener when you're at the Ryman, I'd love to." But for your grandmother to pass, and then for it all to line up in Raleigh on the weekend that you have to be down there, I mean, yeah, I guess that could be a coincidence, but things like that keep happening in your life, and where I'm like, it's just too many coincidences to keep just being like, oh, that's another coincidence. Like Sam being on the first episode of Kill Tony and just being like the perfect person to like go back and forth with, to the point where it looks staged.
Yeah, I mean, it was a dream. At one point, after the last show, she was like, "Hey, you look like about the same size clothing as me." And I was like, "Yeah." And she was like, well, I can only wear my outfits like one time because of the internet. Can I ship you my clothes?
What?
And I was like, please.
Yeah.
Please, Mom, please.
What?
Yeah, she is so fucking sweet. She pays so well. She's like, I don't know.
It makes everything a lot easier. They say never meet your heroes, but
But Lord, thank God I met Nikki. She seriously, I was like, she is different.
and it was funny. I wish I had the napkin here, but we wrote down our goals for 2025, and one of them was
And we wrote these
open
goals
for.
at
It said open for NG.
Nikki
It was Nikki
Glazer, and I
Cross
did
that
it.
one out.
And also part of the way Matt proposed to me, he had to trick me into getting to Zany's because he had put "Will you marry me" on the marquee, and found the booker at Zany's that texted things. Someone was there that wanted to meet me. And the whole way there, I was like, who could it be? And Matt was like, maybe it's Nikki Glazer. And now I know her.
That's pretty nuts.
Yeah.
It was fun that you got to share that story with her too. 'Cause I bet
Yeah.
she appreciated that.
That was very cool.
She probably appreciated being the lie
Yeah.
that I just had to sweat through.
Yeah, she's unbelievable. Her shows, her fans, like, I could not be happier. My grandmother's funeral, though. So my grandmother is Catholic, so she had a funeral mass, like a Catholic mass. And I don't know. Apparently, like, the Catholic Church is kind of simmering out. Like, less young people are becoming Catholic. There are a lot of, like, hoops to jump through to be a priest or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So they're having
There's
to
just one rule.
outsource a lot. So,
Is this-
What?
I just realized why you were saying that to get to this point.
Yeah. So the priest at my grandmother's funeral, who I don't think was their normal priest, was from Nigeria. He had a very thick accent. And the whole time we were in belly, he was saying, "Why are you dead?"
Why are you dead?
And, like, he couldn't, like, say her name right. And, like, everyone's emotional. And he's like, people die! And, like, it was just, like, fuck. It was the funniest.
He's like, where I'm from, we see death every day. Why are you dead?
It was very funny. And then we're doing, like, the part, like, there was, like, a stone with her name on it. And, like, from this date to this date, you know? And we all went out there, and I guess, like, my aunt by marriage's stepbrother, so I have no idea who he is, you know? My aunt's stepmom and the stepmom's son were there, and the stepbrother whispered to his mom. He was like, why the fuck is Fiona Colley here? like I got, like, recognized at my grandma's funeral. And I was like, I should have brought merch.
Yeah.
It was very
Just slide him
funny.
a sticker on the way out.
Yeah, goofy as hell. It was a hard week emotionally, but a lot of good.
It's like a dream feature gig.
Oh my god.
Like everything just works out. Because sometimes you go and open for people and you're like, that was a nightmare.
Yeah.
I love that person until I had to work for him. And we'll name names on the Patreon.
Yeah.
No, we won't. But
Yeah, I mean, a dream. Unfucking real. I feel very lucky.
unreal and unwell.
Are there more topics?
I do have some talking points of things that I wanted to bring up. that I thought was very interesting is Extreme Makeover Home Edition. Pretty crazy. They followed like there's a thing on one of the channels that's like the dark side of reality TV,
Yeah.
and
You
Extreme
did buy
Makeover.
it, and we
Yeah.
did.
Extreme Makeover Home Edition was part of it. And come to find out, like all these houses they built for these families, very few of them still have the houses because they couldn't afford them.
Yeah.
Like 2 of them were foreclosed. 9 of them have been sold. One of the ladies, the one that got like a huge mansion, she had to cut off like half the electricity of the house just to afford the utility because the utility bills were higher than her previous mortgage. So she's like, I was barely getting by before. Now I'm going into debt. She had to take out like $1 million in loans, and then couldn't sell her house because it was 2008 and the housing market crashes.
a nightmare.
And she was
Also,
stuck.
they're on TV being like, look at what we got you. Look at all this nice shit we put in this house. People are getting robbed.
Yeah, and they know
Yeah.
exactly where they live. So,
Sit down.
Lulu, come over here.
Your
Lulu,
toes in the way.
sit, lay down.
Come here.
Yeah, so they're on TV and they're like, oh, that's exactly where that house is. So then they were like getting robbed and getting stuff stolen out of their house, which is what getting robbed is. So
Holy shit.
yeah. And then like another family had like a dispute, like these kids, like their parents died, right? Like both of them back to back, so they went and lived with like family friends.
Mm-hmm.
But then the family friends like started I guess just being horrible people to him. But the Extreme Makeover Home Edition, like they bought all this stuff for the kids. But since they were the adults, they kept everything.
Yeah.
Like all the cars and all of this, and like none of the kids were like, we just left the house, moved in with other friends, and lost everything that we were given from that
They
show.
wouldn't even give them back the only like notebooks that their parents that are dead left
Yeah,
them.
all of the stuff is in their
Like
house.
sentimental stuff.
What the fuck?
That's a bit extreme.
Toddlers
Makeover.
and tiaras was another one.
What? Oh, Tyler's and Tiaras. I do want to see. Remember, Pimp My Ride?
Yeah.
They've got to do like a Where Are They Now? There's no way any of those cars are still running.
I
Yeah.
hope the one with the aquarium in it still is.
Oh, I bet
I
that
heard it was like an
aquarium's so
insurance
nasty.
thing. Like they couldn't get insurance companies to cover them because they had 8 TVs in their car and an aquarium. Because
Oh, they're like, this isn't a car.
Like, this is a part of your car. We're not like, your insurance premium for all these TVs and shit is gonna be $10,000 a month. I mean, this is when TVs were expensive as fuck.
Yeah. Dang. Yeah, and Tyler's and Tiaras.
Whew. I mean,
That wasn't
one
what you would
writes
expect, though,
itself.
yeah.
I was gonna say that one's obvious.
But
Yeah.
the delusion of these parents, even like,
Bro,
Yeah.
the
10 years
one,
later.
The one, there was a mom that had her daughter, like, fucking 5-year-old daughter. She was pressured by producers, but to, like, be a cheetah in a cage or some shit, but, like, the bodysuit was skin-colored and
Yeah.
perverts on the internet. You know how it goes. And so that became, like, a big thing, and, like, it became dangerous. People were like driving by their house and like all this shit. And the mom to this fucking day was like, I stand by what I did. What?
yeah, like you were putting your daughter in danger. Like the people that do Tyler's and Tiaras, even the people that produce the show are scum of the earth.
Yeah.
Like to even put that out there is just, and they're like, well, it's however somebody views it. I'm like, people like this in this world exist.
Well, you're also
you're
like
putting-
you're like dressing up kids to make them look as mature as possible.
Yeah, it's
Like, so this reminds me of a story about me. Can I tell?
sure.
When I was 14, my sister, it was her 18th birthday, or 4 years birth, and I really wanted to go to whatever party she was going to, and she like let me begrudgingly, you know. And she was planning on getting fucked up. Obviously, it was her 18th birthday, but it was this party in Nashville, and we were in Franklin, so Nashville was like, you know. And so it was me, my sister, and her friend, and we go there. My sister's one rule was you can't drink anything. She put 2 bras on me to make me look older because she was lying to the people that owned the house or rented it.
Damn, so she was like a toddlers and tiara mom.
Yeah, put makeup. Like, she told everyone I was 16, which made a difference, you know? And like all those people are in their 20s, which is crazy to think about. So I'm 14. My sister gets drunk, her friend does. I don't drink anything, but I was sitting on a couch, like trying to stay out of the way at one point, and all of a sudden there was like a smoke circle around me. And one of my sister's friends had just gotten in from California. And he had driven in like bags of weed, right? Which was like, ooh. And so there was like a joint per person, but it was a circle where you were passing it. So at all points you have 1 or 2 joints in your hand. And they were like, hit this. And I was like, hell yeah. And I didn't know anything about weed. And it was my second time. I smoked once when I was 12. But this was like, I was high as fuck. And my sister comes in the room and I'm like those like commercials that were like,
Just
don't
deflated.
smoke weed. This will be you. Yeah, I was like, and she was like, what the fuck? And whatever. We stayed until I could walk again. And I had to drive home. I was,
Jesus
yeah,
Christ.
on the
What a
interstate.
nightmare.
And I was so scared, but they were drunk, and the plan the whole time was for me
For you to be the
drive
DD.
home.
At
Yeah,
14.
that's why they let me come, I think, obviously.
Yeah.
But I got us home. I was high, and I was 14.
That's fucking crazy.
Should have got a safe driver discount. I remember the first time I ever smoked was Jake and Paul, who you met the other day.
Yeah.
We were just sitting in like their like truck, just like passing around blunts and they were trying to get me as high as they possibly could. Zero high. They're like, what is going on? They're like, keep hitting this. And I like smoked a blunt and like another blunt. And I'm just like, I don't feel anything. And then it wasn't, I swear, like, this was probably the first 20 times I smoked until one time I was like, oh. And I was violently high because I was still trying to smoke as much as I was before. I was like, it just doesn't work for me. Then one day, it just like clicked on and I'm like, oh my God.
The first time I smoked weed, I was 12. And
Hell yeah.
I kind of blackmailed my sister into. I knew she was sneaking out, and I really wanted to go with her. And I was like, I'll tell Mom if you don't take me. Nightmare. So she took me with her, 2 bras, makeup. She's 14. I was always 2 years older than I was, you know. And, again, don't drink anything. I had a beer.
Hell yeah.
I was sitting there drinking a beer, and then some guy, I didn't realize he was hitting on me because I was 12. And he was like, hit this, and I thought he meant literally hit it. I was like 12, so I'm fucking stupid. And I was like, what? And he was like, oh no. And he like held it to my face and he was like, inhale. And I was like, okay. And I didn't feel anything.
Yeah.
And my sister saw him give me weed and she lost her shit on this guy. And I don't really remember much else about that party.
Were you the one that had the store? I might be thinking of somebody else. But like the short, was it a short PCP phase?
It wasn't a phase. It was an accident.
Multiple
That's
accidents.
actually such a good story.
I forget. Yeah, I remember you said that once. I'm like, what did you just say?
Listen, I wish fucking Chloe and Jocelyn were here for this.
Oh man, you ain't
Okay.
gotta incriminate them. This is your own cross to bear.
Ah, man, I was not alone. So basically,
And her story starts out. She's like, I was 9 years old.
no, I was like 20
That's a good age for it.
in college, and
Yeah.
I had hydroplaned into a cemetery.
Yeah, we talked about that.
Yes. So that happened. And they towed my car to like a junkyard because it was done. And they were like, hey, go get anything you left in your car. And one of the cops was cool and was like, make sure there's nothing, we're not searching it yet. You know what I mean? And so me and Jocelyn drove me to the car. So we were looking through it. And I had gotten this car on like Craigslist from a bunch of hippies. Okay. So we're
Those
searching,
aren't hippies.
and we find like not like it was missing 1/4 of a joint, and we were like, oh, for weed, like under the seat. And I didn't really smoke weed, especially when I was driving, because my body doesn't really work that well. So we took that. We're driving back to my house. Jocelyn's driving. And she smoked a lot of weed back then, so driving and smoking weed wasn't really a thing, like
Yeah.
a problem. And we lit it in the car on the way, and it's like a 20-minute drive. Brother, we both took one hit, and immediately we were like, what is happening? We didn't talk. It felt like it was like an hour. I think it was like 5 minutes. And we were just like, she was terrified. She was driving, and I'm like, I can't even, explain what it feels like. But it was crazy. And Jocelyn lived with Chloe and a bunch of our girlfriends. And so we go to their house, and we're like, guys, we don't know what this is. It's not weed. And we're like, just take one hit.
Let's try it again.
You made him do it?
Yeah, they wanted to.
What?
And we all hit it together again. And everyone was like,
Let me
Twice
see.
is a phase.
okay. Then the third time, because, hey.
You sure y'all weren't just smoking like K2 or something?
No, they had done that prior. I had never smoked good too. It was something none of us had ever done. And then we did one more time on my porch.
So it was a phase.
The same joint?
Yes.
Really?
Because we couldn't handle more than one hit.
Hitting a stranger's joint is disgusting.
Yeah.
Like just to find him, somebody else's mouth has been on this. Don't know who. Let's try it out.
Okay.
The PCP hippies got you, man. I wonder because I had that same reaction when I smoked K2. I couldn't drive. I remember ripping it, and me and my buddy were just driving down the road. We always did, and I had to pull over. I was like, I can't. I don't know what's going. I couldn't. I remember I smoked it at the lake, and I was on top of a pontoon boat, like a little double decker, and everybody smoked it and just they jumped off, and I was gonna go down the ladder, and then I could not physically make myself walk down just a little ladder to get from the top part to the bottom. So I was up there baking in the sun for probably 30-40 minutes before it finally wore off enough for me to climb back down. I'm like, what the fuck was that? That is not weed. Because everybody back then was like, K2 is the legal weed. I'm like, that is not the
Yeah,
same
I
reaction as
remember
weed at
that.
all.
I never did it.
It's
They
just,
did smoke pizza. But
yeah, no. I mean, yeah, you just skipped right over it. You're like, I like weed. I wonder what getting wet would be like.
what?
That's what's. Never mind. You clearly didn't smoke enough PCP to know the lingo and the jargon.
I didn't know that.
It's in
I wanna
Training Day.
I want to
He's like, I didn't know you like to get
Yeah,
wet.
yeah.
I want to call Chloe and make her tell that.
Ooh, I had a thought when I was out of town the other day. While
You
you're
wanna do it?
Do you want me to?
Yeah, you do it and you keep talking.
yeah, just go ahead and bring her up. But
Call
Do you
Chloe gay on speaker.
do you think technology and like the advancements are making us? Well, yeah, I'm not gonna do that.
Hey.
Are you busy?
Yeah, I'm running around trying to find stuff for this cake.
Oh,
Why?
You're on
on the
speakerphone.
podcast right now.
Oh no!
It's
Did I just
okay.
spoil that?
No, he just went to the bathroom, but it is in the recording zone.
Oh no! Edit it out.
So he'll find out
Oh,
3 weeks from now.
yeah, y'all, it's Brady's birthday tomorrow. Don't tell
Yeah.
him.
Shh.
I just wanted to call because I was telling that BCP story when I found the joint under my car seat and we all smoked it.
Oh my god.
Yeah, do you remember what it felt like?
I don't know how to describe what it felt like, but it felt like there were hands on top of my head the whole time.
And it
Pulling
felt
me
like there were
backwards.
hands on top of your head the whole time.
Yeah, she was sitting on like the couch on my porch. And Chloe was like being pulled off the fucking porch. Right?
Yeah, he was pulling me. Something was pulling me backwards from like the top of my head.
Does one of the P in PCP stand for paranormal?
That's right. And didn't I throw up?
No, you didn't throw up, but somebody else did.
Oh, and they were green and then they weren't.
They were green. Their skin was green.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Chloe,
That was so scary. And we did it. We did it more than one time, which is crazy.
I know.
The fact that y'all went back for seconds after smoking PCP is
Yeah.
Wait, Chloe,
This is
Brady
wild.
has a question.
Okay.
Hey, Chloe, Brady here from Ramping Up. What the hell is wrong with you guys doing it twice?
I don't know. And that's the thing. It felt like it lasted, like you would have thought we were gone for 3 hours. And we look at the time when we like came back to, and it was only 3 minutes.
Literally.
Oh my god.
Wait, what were you gonna add?
That's what I was going to ask.
Oh, yeah. Our stories are aligning perfectly.
damn. That's just
I
like the
don't
movie
feel
Interstellar.
good.
Did they just smoke
Yeah.
PCP on Interstellar?
Okay, well, I'll let you get back to your mysterious things.
That's like
Okay. Thanks for having me.
Okay, love you. Bye.
Love you. Bye.
Bye, Chloe.
ugly. So smoking PCP is like reverse Interstellar. Reverse speed of light, right? Because you're like, oh my god, it's been forever, and they're like, no, it's only been 3 minutes.
Oh, yeah. 3
Or is that-
minutes is like 20 years. Or...
Yeah. That's kind of like the movie Inception. Was that based off a bad PCP experience?
Maybe, I mean, that's also Christopher Nolan. Maybe he's just done the hell out of some PCP.
Yeah, the real Dark Knight.
Also Christopher Nolan, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, the real. That's the only 2 movies I know from him. Hey, fun story. We got him fired. We got him fired. Yeah. That fucking Uber driver.
Did you
That
really?
almost killed Fiona.
Dude,
We
I saw
got
something else
fired.
about Uber drivers
Dude,
in
it was-
Nashville picking people up, pretending to be their drivers like we were talking about, but they're taking them halfway, dropping them off. They have someone behind them that comes up and robs them when they get dropped off. And there's no record of them being there because they're not actual Uber drivers.
I don't know if that's what's going to happen to us, but
I mean, if you got to check the plate.
you think it was.
That's why they
I
that's why they
already
say that
know.
every time.
Yeah, check your plates, check your dates.
Yeah, we had an Uber driver who I'm pretty sure was trying to run a scam. Like, he'd pick up a ride and then drive off, but refused to cancel the ride, so you had to, like, cancel and pay the cancellation fee, so they still got paid. He did that to Matt, And then I called an Uber and got the same fucking guy. He pulled up, and me and Matt and our friend were trying to get in the car, and the guy sees me and was like, no. And I'm like about to like tug on the door handle. I'm in the street, and he drives off, and we're all like, what the fuck? And Matt like was yelling down Broadway. He was like, fuck you, because reasonable. And basically wouldn't
It's only when
cancel again, so I had to cancel.
Yeah. And by the way, my anger still falls in line with traffic.
Every time.
It's only car related.
But that's like a specifically
half
Nashville
car,
thing that's
that
happening.
I
scares
get so
me.
mad around you.
Like people that come to Nashville are telling these stories. It's like specific to Nashville. The Uber
Well,
drivers.
and
Dude,
we're on
that-
Broadway, so that makes
Freaking
sense.
Roofie Nation is Nashville
Yeah.
Well,
now,
no, let me. So that happened. We ended up. I had to pay like $100 for a fucking Uber
dude.
Black.
76. You ordered an Uber Black?
Yeah.
That's why it was so
It's the
expensive.
only one you can trust. And anyways, I was.
Y'all ever
pissed.
order an Uber Black and get a white driver? It's a bit I'm working on.
Yeah, I would stop working on that.
Yeah,
one.
okay, probably. Leave it in.
So that motherfucker, we reported the hell out of him.
Yeah, dude.
And I just kept saying, I will sue y'all if you don't do something. I'm in a wheelchair because I know trigger words
Yeah.
Yeah.
for these automated bullshit.
Yeah.
And I got a phone call. And she was like, this is being recorded. I was like, good.
It's being recorded on my end too. We're
Yeah.
on the podcast.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're on the
Oh,
podcast,
you know,
bitch.
you're actually on TikTok Live.
No, but I got an update. The guy no longer is allowed to drive for Uber,
Good.
and they gave me $15 in Uber credit.
Yeah, you feel the power.
15 whole
A whole
Dude.
dollar.
And that's Uber or Uber Eats.
Yeah.
That's as good as cash right there.
That's
They
a
gave
real
me
good
10
point.
just for fucking bitching.
Yeah, she
Like,
got
just whatever
discriminated
shuts him
against
up,
and got
dude.
15.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
what's next? How do you get 20? You
I
gotta
think
you gotta
I-
be discriminated.
I think
as
you have to
someone-
And
physically be run over.
hit, yeah.
Yeah, I think they have to run
I
over
would
you to
have
get
gotten
20.
20.
I was gonna say you have to be a social class that people actually care about.
Dude, I came
Damn.
this
I know,
close to
brutal.
getting paid in college. I got ran over by a golf cart, and they just kept going.
You didn't get
That's why he's
$15 in
so
Uber cash?
short.
I could have sued the shit now. I was done growing by middle school. Come on
Come
now.
on, let's rip, you
No,
butthole.
no riffing on my height.
Do you have a thing, Brady?
I do.
Oh.
So we were talking a lot on the episode about that I'm editing right now about your bombs and what happens. We're trying to figure out what causes it. And have you
The
ever
algorithm?
Have you ever talked? No,
There's one.
your personal bombs, like when we're all just sitting here, when the camera turns on. And I've noticed it, but it gradually happened, and then it clicked for me. I was like, oh fuck, I see what it is. In improv, there's a rule, and I'm sure you've heard of it, but yes and everything.
Yeah.
Like you add to something, you don't ever say no, but when a lot of times when you're doing those kind of bits, you go, no, I was actually trying to do this or whatever, and it cuts the thing flat
I don't
because
get
we're all
it.
everything's moving forward, and then as soon as you say, if you had said, so here's an example, you're talking about the lady with the handicap spot yelling at you outside of Zany's.
Uh-huh.
And I said, yeah, and then she saw you pulling a wheelchair out of the back. And then you go, no, I was pulling Fiona out of the back. You were adding to
Yeah.
it, but you said no first.
So it
we
cuts the flow.
so we thought you were like coming up with something new, but you were actually just adding to it, but you said no first.
So you meant yes.
Yeah, that's how against improv I am. I don't do yes and.
I know you
I
hate
do
improv,
no but.
so I thought it would be interesting to talk
That
Yeah.
is a really good observation.
I get to see you guys a lot.
Here's another
Am
good
I good at
observation.
improv?
Yeah.
Not really.
No,
You
I
good at
think you
crowd
are.
work.
I think you go with it.
Yeah. No.
No. No, but y'all try.
I think that's a neutral thing, though. Like, neutral people.
I thought you were
just
gonna help me
keep it
stop
going.
saying creepy, weird stuff on this podcast.
I am. I think that's the key to it. If you yes
just
and
more
things
no
instead
buts?
of no butting things.
I don't know.
That's
Yes, and the
true.
kids.
There are times.
That is a bit though. Like I laughed at that.
Damn.
You know what I mean? Like
There-
if you say yes, it tricks people's brains into thinking that
Positivity.
exactly.
Yeah.
No is negative.
No, you pissed me
No,
off.
she's
a
saying no. I don't
lot.
like that. You're right. I didn't like that at all. That immediately. You mean yes, and I piss you off a lot? Yeah, I'm getting it. It only took 10 episodes.
That was a yes and though.
Yeah, man. Look at me. I'm about to go join Third Coast Comedies.
Oh,
Troop.
man.
True is great.
The fact that they call it a comedy troupe, improv troupe, is nuts.
No, improv gets a lot of shit and rightfully so because
Bad improv is
bad improv
so
is really bad, but good improv
But
is
good improv
amazing.
is great. Like Middle Ditch,
I got a
Yes.
story. I got
Okay,
a
say
real
it.
good
Lisa
story.
Gilroy.
Yeah.
She was on a Black Mirror episode.
Please let me tell
Yeah.
before we move too far past the topic. My God. So good. Okay. In my early college years, I went to a lot of clinical trials in Atlanta, and I would bring friends with me so I wouldn't have to do it alone. I would bring my friend Brad with me. Hell yeah. And my favorite thing to do was go to these like improv shows when I was in town for some reason. And they were so bad that I found it entertaining. Do you know?
Yeah.
I like it. Like,
Like
even when they're bad.
cringy,
Yeah.
but I'm like, I would have said this.
Yeah, exactly.
you know?
It's so fun.
But not a comedian, just
Yeah.
like enjoying watching.
Yeah.
So Brad, love him to death. Real dumb guy. Sweetest guy you ever met. Real dumb. Yeah, not good on his feet, right? So we're watching.
Y'all have that in common. Yes,
Yes,
and.
and.
Yes, and y'all have that in common.
Yeah, and we're watching the show, and they were like, "All right, I need volunteers," and I was like, "Brad, he'll do it," and he was like.
What a dick.
And they picked him.
Oh,
They
no.
picked him to come up in front of everyone. They're like, all right, Brad, here's the rule. All you have to do is like say the first thing that comes to mind. They put Brad across from a girl that was on the sorry, the improv group or whatever. And they're standing and she's like describing what she's saying, like trying to be funny. She is
No, go ahead. Sorry.
she is a black woman. Okay, so Brad's staring at her, he's panicking. And they're like, come on, Brad, just whatever comes to mind. You gotta give her something to go off of. And he goes, blackface. The whole crowd goes silent, and everyone's like, and they're like, all right,
That's
thank you,
great.
Brad. And they send him back to his seat and get a different volunteer.
Nah, you got to give that man a slow clap. You wanted him up there. Work with it.
Yeah.
That was the funniest thing
This is in
fuck.
Atlanta, so not the ground.
Yeah.
You're like, gay blackface.
Oh, God bless Brad.
Oh man, that gives
Woo!
me nightmares.
Yeah, he was so scared to be
All
in
right.
front of people.
You get brought up on improv. You have to give one suggestion. One thing like that. What do you say? Come on, give me a topic. Anybody, give me a topic. Come on.
Pervy elves.
Kanye West.
Same thing.
Okay. Hold on. Dude, I think I would suck at improv.
Well,
I'm
they,
like,
they normally go like,
Pervy
give me a
elves,
person,
Kanye West.
give me a person, and then give me a job or like whatever.
Yes.
You know,
Okay,
they're a little
okay.
more specific in the
Wait.
questions.
All right.
What if I give you y'all
Okay,
some? And you
All
let's
answer?
right,
go.
let's try this.
All right, so give me a person.
Wait. Oh,
I'm
are we?
asking you guys.
Oh, okay.
Oh my god. Hang on, let's
Um,
start over. Let's get a person from the crowd, from the audience. Give me a person, any person.
Oh, I volunteer.
First person. Yeah.
Bill Nye.
You don't have
Okay, I will. I will do
Screaming out.
this. No, I don't want to do it.
You
Nye.
don't have to raise your hand.
No,
Oh.
give me a person.
Just
like,
say a person.
A famous person, not you.
Matt Taylor.
Oh my god.
Yes,
No.
and
Bill
sorry,
Nye. We're
sorry,
going
sorry,
with
sorry.
Bill
Yes,
Nye.
saying Matt Taylor.
You know what?
Bill Nye.
We'll move on. Bill Nye.
Bill Nye.
Now, give me a place, not a place associated with Bill
First
Nye.
of all,
just
I don't
any
like
kind
that.
of
That's our
place.
hall pass, so I don't like that we're using Bill Nye.
Bill Nye.
I'm gonna get in a
birthday
fight with
monkey.
Bill Nye.
Wait, like a location or
Location.
business?
Either one. A business is a location.
Oh,
Or
Subway.
it can be.
Kroger.
Subway. What? Kroger?
Mine was better.
Kroger.
All right, let's go with Matt's just for the sake of argument.
This feels like y'all are
Did you mean
teaming
the
up on
Subway
me.
or Subway like the
Subway,
sandwich shop?
like the restaurant.
All right, we're going with mine then. Subway is in the Subway. Bill Nye is in the Subway. And then what's something that someone went through this week that made them feel uncomfortable? You
felt pretty
something up. It
comfortable
doesn't
all
have to be
week.
this week. It just like make something up.
Oh, my penis came out of Jimmy John's one time.
Why did you both make the same?
Because we had nothing and we're stalling.
Is that what y'all do on the
Improv's
couch all
too
day?
easy. We're pretty easy to surprise.
Matt pulls up the question list and he's like, what do you think about the universe? Do bald people get dandruff?
I was just asking to see if anybody else
Okay,
did. Yo, do bald people get dandruff? That's weird.
Okay, so what was the thing that happened?
Bill Nye in a Subway doing what?
Yeah, what's he doing?
What do people normally do in Subways?
No, that's the point. You don't want it to be something that someone does in a Subway.
A science presentation.
You don't want it to be something that person would normally do either.
Yo-yoing.
What's something that would happen to a
Oh
regular person?
my god. Fucking shoes come a
Busking.
Getting a divorce, arguing with his wife.
Yeah.
Arguing
Oh,
with his wife.
Okay.
So you guys are Bill Nye and his wife. You're Bill Nye and you're his wife.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you're in a Subway and you're arguing about your marriage, but you're trying to stay quiet about it.
Yes, and
One
but
of you is trying to be
I
quiet
hear
about
it. But the mitochondria is the powerhouse, just like me, of. Yeah?
the
Yes?
cell.
You have to finish it.
Yeah.
Of the cell.
You really toned it
Therefore,
down there.
you should suck my dick way more often.
I'm so glad you're
That's
a lady.
Murphy's Law. Crushing.
Any dick that can get sucked will get
will
sucked.
get sucked.
Ah.
Damn.
That's improv, baby.
You,
Yes, and
You're autistic.
I'm
you are full
literally-
autistic.
like, I think you're hamming it up right now. Will you please just do something? I love this game. There's no way.
Matt, you're a stand-up comedian. You are on stage in front of people every
All the
multiple
fucking
times a night. You've probably been
Come
in 1,000 shows by now. It's
I
just
think
us
he's
three.
holding
here.
out on us.
you're
I don't
just
know
like your
why.
father.
Ooh,
Ah!
that's pretty good.
I don't have a father, you fucking idiot.
No, we're talking about Bill Nye. Yes, and.
Well, I wish you'd never father, so you'd be sluttier and suck my dick more.
Is this what you think Bill Nye's like?
Yeah,
Oh, wait, sorry. I'm
hopefully.
breaking the fourth wall. Or the fifth element.
Yeah, you did kind of lose Bill Nye there.
Shit, sorry.
It's not Bill Nye energy. What if he sees this?
Hey, don't talk to me like that while I'm wearing a little bow tie.
I tied that bow tie for you.
Yeah, it's the last bow tie you'll ever tie again. He's
I'll tie it a
threatening
little
to kill-
tighter next time.
Let's talk about gravity.
And when
how
you
it
tie a bow
affects
tie
your-
too tight, here's what happens. It cuts off the blood flow to your jugular. scientifically explaining it.
You're not Bill Nye.
Yeah, but you know
You're
what?
my dumb bitch wife.
That is not my name.
We're not good at
Yeah, I
it.
suck.
Bill
Fucking
Nye's
improv.
wife explaining science to him as a threat is funny though.
I know.
You know what happens when a bow tie gets tied too
Yes,
quick?
I just did
Like
a
he's
whole
always
episode on that.
explaining
Yeah.
facts, and she's tired of it. That's pretty funny.
That sucked.
I think that was good.
That's on me though. I
Yeah.
accept that.
It is.
I
I'm
fully.
sorry if you're
yes,
gonna think
and
about
that is
for the
on me.
next week.
I don't even get the yes and part. Is that just how you just add stuff in improv?
Well, it's like when
It's
you,
like a frame of mind to go into things.
I really
It's also
am
helpful
more of a
in
no butt
everything.
frame
It's
of
helpful in
mind.
sales. You know.
Oh yeah, you never end like you don't.
Yeah, it can end in a no. I know I'm making you think too much about this, and it's too existential. It's gonna fuck you up for a week.
I'm worried about your brain.
I'm just gonna be lame.
I think, but I also think you'll come out of the other end of this a better comedian for
I
it.
really
What end is
have
that?
to pee.
When we're in an
Oh.
hour and a half, we could switch to Patreon whenever.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, sorry that ended with improv.
You can't call that improv, yes, and
I mean, we can call it whatever we want.
Matt's not allowed to do improv.
Nah, you don't want to see me do
In
improv.
the state of
Dude, if I was on stage
Tennessee.
choking like that, I would have. I don't know. I don't even know what to say right now. I can't improv.
He's not good on
I'm
his,
not off the cuff.
This is making me think, though, if I ever do get on stage, I'll have to go do improv first. Like,
You'd
I
be
think
good
I
at
would
it.
be good at it, and I think it'd be fun.
Like, for me to
I
hate
re-
an art so much, I sure am bad at it.
yeah.
Like, I'd have to be able to hate it and be so good at it. But see?
Yeah.
You know?
Are y'all going to end this podcast?
Yeah, let's wrap. Why are you on your phone? We got to wrap this podcast up, dude. Well, we made it to 10 episodes, so thank you guys for tuning in.
This fucking guy.
I'm your wife.
Alright, love you. If you're a real one, join us at the Patreon.
Cracking
We'll
cold
see you
ones?
We'll see you there.
Love you guys. See y'all next week or over the Patreon.
We're ramping up. We're ramping up. Oh, we're ramping up. We're ramping up.
Shut up.